Hello everyone. I'm on with my girls today and I want to have a little chat with you guys. Um, to let you guys know, if you watched my first video this week, it tells you that no, I didn't get my doll yet. Don't know when I'm gonna get her. Um, I wanted to also tell you guys that if you guys know, I know I said this is my last one too, and I keep repeating myself. I do apologize for that. If you guys know anyone that has baby silicones for sale, please let me know. And if they are willing to make payment, where I can make payments. The highest I will go for the silicone would be no more than $2,000. I know it's a little steep for me, but if they're willing to let me make payments, then I'll be fine with it. Alright, now I'm going to be putting my little Skylee in this little Cat in the Hat romper. And then it's got the little fish that's in the pocket. That's going in this little pocket here. And it's got Cat in the Hat, and it's got the pink and the gray, pink, gray stripes. And then it's got the Cat in the Hat, Cat in the Hat. And then it's got a pink bow around its neck. So we're going to be putting that on her for the today. I know when I was a little kid that I used to love watching Cat in the Hat. I just loved it when, the mom was away and that the kids got themselves into trouble with all these people and letting the Cat in the Hat person come in, and it's just I liked that little video when I was younger, which I still like it. If you guys have any favorites, can't even think what I was going to say, books or kids stories, write that down in the comment, and I'll comment back to you. And we can talk about the previous times, in our past when we were little, what we liked to watch when we were little, kind of in that comment, kind of do that kind of sex thing, because I would like to see what you guys' answers are. Curious on what you guys liked when you were little, what story thing you liked or movie that you liked when you were little. The movie that I still liked today is Bambi. Bambi was my favorite one, and there's a little story behind this. When I was younger, like around 16 or whatever, my parents had to go up north to help my mom's parents, in the tornado that came through, whatever, and I was working at that time, so I had to stay home and couldn't go with them. I got what the heck am I going to say now? I was watching the Cat in the Hat, I believe, and then I watched Bambi. I was watching all these little things on videotape. And Bambi, I like Bambi a lot because this is a true story now. I'm just letting you guys know this is a true story. When my parents were up north, with the tornado that hit my grandparents' house and stuff, they all their kids came to help and do that. And then they were out on the picnic table and by the kids' swings and stuff, and they were talking, and all of a sudden they seen a deer walking down the road. This was a doe, and the story is that this deer walked into their area, right to them. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you what this one is. This is like a red bubble romper again, and it's got hearts, blue hearts all over it, and then it's got a little rabbit coming out of its pocket. I'm gonna be putting that on her, and it's got a little blue, two little blue bows. And as I was saying, this deer came walking into my grandparents' yard, and it came right up to my mom. It came right up to my dad. It came up to my uncle Franklin, and then Grandpa. And this deer would let you pet it, and it was just, I wish I was there that day, because I would have loved to make a video of that, but it actually came in the yard. They were thinking that it's from a animal, a petting zoo or something like that, because this deer was so tame. You could walk right up to it, and you could hug it, and all that stuff. And my mom had to run in and go take some camera and take some of these pictures and stuff. And because she says I would never believe her. And she has proof of these things. She got to lay down with the deer. She got to hug the deer. My mom's brother laid down with the deer too, and it was just amazing. And then pretty soon the deer starts going towards the house, and wanted to go into the house, but you don't want to have a deer in the house because they can do a lot of damage or whatever. And then they stopped the deer from going in there, and the pictures were just so impressive. I was just like, this is hard to believe, that this deer could walk up to these people, my parents and my grandpa and my mom's brother, at ease. I mean, I would have probably died of a heart attack watching that deer, because I love deer, and that's why I wanted to bring up Bambi is a movie that I like the most, is because of this deer that walked into my grandpa's yard and just loved the attention, loving people to come up and hold it, and it was just impressive. The video, I'm gonna have to find those pictures sometime, and I'm gonna have to show you these pictures, because it's just so hard to believe that this deer was so tame that it came into the yard. But then we were thinking too, my grandma had passed away in 81. We were thinking that it was grandma coming in as a doe, wanting to come in the house. That's what we were that's what my parents were thinking. And I'm like, that could be true, because grandma always loved deer. My grandma did. She loved deer, and she hated them going out and shooting them, just kind of like me. I'm not one of those people that can do that, so I can't come up to a deer and just actually hold it and all that. My mom said this deer was just so friendly. She says she just could not believe it. She just, they were sitting there, eating, I think it was watermelon or something. They were eating something or doing something outside. And that's when that deer came up into my grandpa's yard, wanting to be petted and to be held, and then got tired of them doing that and wanted to walk into the house. So my mom was telling me she thought it might have been grandma doing that, wanting to come in the house. But they don't want to let a deer in, because deers can do a lot of destruction in a house. But I still, this day, I don't believe that this actually happened. My mom had taken pictures of this. It's like, wow, that is amazing. So, Grandpa was thinking that, the deer came, it was probably from they have a wildlife center up the hill, maybe about two miles down the road, that it's a wilderness thing that they have deer there that people can go in and pet them. So that's what my grandpa thought, that deer that came into their yard was actual one of those petting wilderness thing that where the animals get petted, the wildlife. Um, and it was just so impressive. I was so amazed of that reality of actually seeing this deer. I could just picture this, seeing that deer walking down the road and then coming right into my grandpa's yard and wanted to be petted. That was just so weird. I mean, it's it's something that you probably would never want to. You don't think that something like that you could ever imagine something like that coming into somebody's yard and just wanting to be petted and be held and wanted to lay down and be petted, and I was impressed. I was very impressed. So I think I'm gonna have to find the video, or not video, these pictures that my mom had took of this. Because when I tell my friends and stuff, they kind of look at me like, yeah, right, you're not telling me the truth. Well, yeah, this was actually happened. And when my brother and my dad would go out hunting deer, I would get mad because they were killing Bambi. And that's why I like Bambi so much. You know what I mean? It's just the way I've always liked that movie. Always liked that movie. And my mom had showed me the pictures when she came back from her trip from up north and stuff. And I just looked at the pictures and I'm like, yeah, this is not real, Mom. This is not real. And she goes, yeah. A female deer actually walked it was coming down the road and came into our yard, Grandpa's yard, and wanted to be petted. I'm just like, oh man, that would be amazing. If I was with them and I had a video camera or something, I would have probably videotaped that and then I could have showed you guys. But this is time when I was like 16 years of age and I was at work. I was working the time my parents went up north to help out Grandpa. But I remember that. And that's one of my movies that I liked of Walt Disney is the Bambi. Then Bambi 2 when he got older and then he had a girlfriend. And, I mean, I love deer. I just think it's so mad. It's so humane to kill one of those. Because if I was hunting, I would probably chew it away because I wouldn't want to shoot it. I love deer. I mean, I don't like the taste of the meat, but I won't hunt for those. I won't hunt any kind of animal. I'm not a hunter, but those pictures I was so impressed. I'm just like, yeah, Mom, not right. You did something. No, true. And then when I got to actually see the pictures, I just wow. Never could imagine something like that coming into your yard and just wanted to be petted and held and stuff. So I'm like, this is so weird. So that was one of my things that I liked about the Bambi movie. It just reminded me of that deer that walked into my grandpa's yard and wanted to be pet and held. I was just amazed. Now, if you guys have something like a story like something like that, or just what favorite thing you liked when you were little, write that down in the comments. I would like to hear what you guys have in if you have actually seen. Well, I've seen deer plenty of time, but I've never actually seen a deer actually walk into somebody's yard and just wanted to be petted. And I just don't like that idea. And there was another thing I wanted to say too. When my brother went hunting, he was up north hunting. He shot a female doe, but he didn't realize that the doe had a baby. So there was little Bambi, of course, walking around looking for his mommy, calling for his mommy, and my brother shot that deer. And I felt so bad about that. I'm like, Rob, why did you do that? Why did you shoot that mama deer? Well, I didn't know it had a baby. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and that poor thing. I could just imagine if I was out there and I was in his shoes, I would not have shot that deer. I would have just chased it away. Go away, go, make noise, just make them so it would go away. I could not do that. I cannot see anybody shooting a mama deer with a baby. And my brother said he couldn't see the baby because they were in the tall grass. But still, that just, oh, and then they brought the little Bambi to my grandpa's house for all of us to see, but then they didn't know what they were going to do with it because Rob had killed the mama deer. It was just so amazing just to actually see a little baby deer. You know, the baby deer was probably only a couple weeks old. And oh, it was the tiniest little thing. And Grandma was alive at that time, but she said, well, anybody got a bottle? Well, back in those days, I don't think any of none of my ma's brothers or sisters, I don't think, had babies at that time. Because Grandma says, well, let's go get a baby bottle and fill it up with milk for him to nurse on it and all that. It's just, I was amazed of all these things. And then I have another story, but I'll tell you on my next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I got another one to tell you, but I'll save that one for the next video. Everybody, hope you guys have a great day. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. You guys all have a great day. Bye for now.